Hi everyone, I'm Whitney and I'm the owner of Jade Massage in Northwest Arkansas. And here with me is Lynn, the owner of Yoga Story in Bentonville. And today she's going to guide us through a short sequence that you can incorporate into your work week or every day, something for beginners to give you some meditative movement throughout the week. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Lynn so she can begin our guidance. Go ahead and grab a mat and go ahead and start with us.
Hi everyone, I am Lynn, as she said, and we're going to go through just about a 15-minute movement session. So when you are picking a yoga class, you want to make sure to read the description of the class, because if you are looking for something that's lower intensity and mainly stretch focused, and you show up to a class that is power or vinyasa focused, you might be very disappointed. On the other hand, if you are looking for something that's more intense or more on the athletic side, and you sign up for a class that's more focused on stretching, you will also be disappointed. So make sure you read the descriptions of your classes. However, we want to encourage everybody that if you need to stop, if you need to rest, you can opt out of anything that is offered in class, because it's going to be offered to the entire group, but we all have different things going on in our bodies. So that's the main thing that you need to learn about yoga, is only do what you're capable of and don't push yourself past something to the point of injury, because then that's definitely not what we want you to do. We want you to be able to come back and be consistent to reap the benefits of your practice, just like you reap the benefits of massage. So one of the first things we're going to do is we're going to grab a block, and block is a yoga prop that helps bring the ground closer up to us. If you don't have one, that's fine. You can use a firm pillow, or you can kind of opt out of that, because we're just going to use it for a little bit here at the very beginning. I want you to sit on your block flat, and you can come into a cross-legged position in front. So whichever ankle in front, doesn't matter. The block helps lift us up a little bit higher. So if you are experiencing some tension in your hips, it helps alleviate that for just a little bit. We're gonna bring our hands on our knees and start first with our shoulders and neck. So drop the right ear towards your right shoulder. And then take your left hand and reach out to the side like you're trying to grab for something that's just out of your reach. And then you might feel that stretch all the way down the left side of your neck and even into your shoulder. Take a big breath in. Always remember to breathe. And a big breath out. One more. Take an inhale. And then an exhale. Then bring your hand back to your knee. Draw your chin in towards your chest. And then roll your left ear to your left shoulder and pause there. And then take your right hand, reach the right fingertips out towards the side, just like you did on the left side, as if you're reaching for something that's just out of your grasp. And then you might feel that stretch down the right side of your neck. And I say might feel because we all have different areas of tension in our body. And so we're all going to feel stretches differently in our bodies. Take 2 more breaths in. One more nice big inhale. And then exhale the right hand back to your knee, head back up over the shoulders, drop the chin into the chest and take dynamic circles here, left ear to the left shoulder, and then roll the chin into the chest, and then the right ear to the right shoulder. So keep moving through that nice and steady. We don't want to go very fast. This is going to help release some of the tension in our neck that might creep up if you sit at a desk, look at your phone, drive your car. That often can cause something called tech neck. And this little movement here can help with those muscles that are tense. One more revolution around. And then we're going to come up, head up over the shoulders. As you inhale, take your hands up over your head. As you exhale, goalpost your arms, create a nice big opening across your chest. Do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, goalpost your arms. Think of pressing the shoulders and the elbows back and the chest forward. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, goalpost the arms. Good. Inhale, take the arms up. And then tip yourself off the block, bring the palms down. If you have that block, take it out from underneath you, and we're just going to place it towards the top edge of your mat. Come onto hands and knees, tabletop position. So hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath your hips. Drop through your belly, lift your tailbone up, lift your gaze, take a giant inhale. We call this cow pose. And then as you exhale, round through your upper back, chin comes to your chest. We call this cat pose. So keep moving back and forth between those two shapes. I'm going to turn to face Whitney so you can see what I look like from this side. Inhale and exhale. So cat pose like a big Halloween cat. Cow like our sway back bovine friends. One more of each. If you'd like to, you can take some C curves here. So come into a neutral tabletop and C curve over to the right. So pull your right shoulder towards your right hip and poke your left rib cage out. And then back to center. Left ribs pull in as the right ribs poke out. So just back and forth there, little C curves. So think of this as stretching the sides of our rib cage. A little bit into the sides of the hips, whereas in before, our cow and our cat was stretching the front and back of our body and engaging some of those muscles as well. All right, back to our neutral tabletop. We're going to pause there. Extend your right arm forward like you're shaking someone's hand and your left leg back like you're kicking a door shut with your heel. We're going to hold here. This is our simple spinal balance or bird dog position, activating the muscles of the shoulder and activating our glute muscle on that lifted leg. Take 2 more breaths here. One more. Nice big inhale. As you exhale, keep the leg lifted, float your palm down, steady the upper torso, take your left leg, cross it all the way behind the right, and then shift your gaze over your right shoulder for your left big toes, and you might feel a nice big stretch down the left side of your body. Now shift yourself back into tabletop. We're going to do all of that on the other side. So left arm reaches, thumb up towards the ceiling like you're shaking someone's hand. Right leg kicks back like you're shutting a door. So make that right leg strong and straight. And as you hold here, think of your belly pulling in so that the low back flattens out, like you're knitting your 2 ribs in the front together towards one another. Take 2 more breaths here. One more nice big inhale. As we exhale, bring the left hand down to steady the upper body. Right leg crosses behind the left, and then look over your left shoulder for your right big toes. Make your way back into tabletop. And then tuck your toes under again. I'm going to turn to this side. We're going to come to downward facing dog. So we want to shift our hips up and back as we look like an upside down V position, trying not to shift forward too much into our hands where we look more like an awkward plank. So think of pressing into the hands, lifting the hips up and back. Your heels don't have to come down flat to the earth, and if you need to, bend your knees to make the shape happen. Take 2 breaths here as you hold in your downward facing dog. Feel free to pedal the feet, maybe even shift your hips from side to side, or just stay still and remind yourself to breathe. If you're feeling tension in the muscles, you really want to inhale and exhale. And then start to walk your feet to your hands. Piece by piece, footprint by footprint, come all the way to the top. Now bend your knees, keep the upper half nice and low, tuck the chin in towards your chest. Take your right hand, grab your left elbow. Take your left hand, grab your right elbow, and make that box around your head. This is ragdoll. If you'd like to, you can sway a little bit from side to side. And then release the arms, heel toe your feet together. Bend behind your knees, bring the hands to your hips, lift your upper body all the way up to stand. Take the hands high, big breath in here. And then as we exhale, like we did seated, goalpost the arms. Now gently bend into the knees, squeeze your glute muscles, send the hips slightly forward, lift your heart up, maybe lift your gaze, gentle back bend. Inhale, reach the arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold over the legs. Step your left foot back behind you. Bend your right knee and then lower the left knee to the earth. If you have any knee problems, you can take the outer edge of your mat, curl it up and give you a little cushion, or use a hand towel underneath that back knee. Inhale the arms up overhead. And then as we exhale, we're going to take this right hand, drop it down, lift the left hand up and over as if we're bending over to the right side. And then again, you might feel that stretch a little bit deeper all the way down and into that left leg. Take a nice big breath in and a big breath out. Lift the right hand up, hands back up over the head. Now frame your right foot with your palms. If you have a block, this could be a handy place to use it because we're going to walk our hands back as we straighten the right leg. Maybe keep a little bend in it. This is half splits. So we're going to feel that in the back of the hamstring. And then rebend the knee, rock the hips forward, low lunge, and then rock the hips back into our half splits. So back and forth here, creating some blood flow in the hamstring, but also encouraging that muscle to let go of extra tension that it might be carrying around. Okay, one more time. Rock back into that half splits. Rebend the right knee. Now tuck your back toes under. Lift the left kneecap up off the earth. Left hand's going to stay steady on the mat. Right hand's going to come up, low lunge twist. Now gaze down a little bit at your right knee. Make sure it's right over the right ankle, and then pull your right hip in towards an imaginary center line of your body that divides you into right and left halves. One more nice big breath in. Right hand down, step the back foot forward, coming into that forward fold. Bring the hands to your hips, bend into your knees, rise all the way up to stand. Inhale the arms high. Exhale, create that goalpost position again. Bend through the knees, gentle engagement in the glutes. Lift the heart up, gentle back bend. Inhale, come back up to that neutral position, hands high. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do all of that on the left side as we step the right foot back. Low lunge, right knee comes down to the earth. Inhale the hands up high. Exhale, left hand's going to come down as the right hand reaches up and over towards the left side of our mat, creating this little half moon shape with our body. Lower half nice and steady in our lunge. Inhale, take both hands up overhead again. Take your palms and frame your left foot. Feel free to use your block here as we walk the hands back, straighten the left leg into our half splits. Again, a little bend behind the knee is helpful here if our hamstrings are barking at us. All right, dynamically move to that low lunge, rebend the left knee, and then send the hips back into that half splits. About 2 more times. Can you sync up your breath? Inhale, crawl forward, bend the knee. Exhale, come back into that half splits. One more time. Inhale, crawl forward. Exhale, walk back. Good. This time, come forward. Palms plant. Back toe tucks under. Right knee lifts up off the earth. Left hand peels up towards the side. Gaze down at the left knee. Let's make sure our joints are more stacked and we're pulling that left hip in to that imaginary center line. One more nice big breath in. Exhale, bring the hand down. Step the back foot forward. Forward fold at the top. Hands to the hips, bend into the knees, upper half lifts. Inhale, arms high. Exhale, goalposts, bend the knees, engage the hips, send the heart up, gentle back bend. Inhale, come back upright. Now as we exhale, send the left arm forward, right arm back into an open arm twist in a standing position. Inhale, take your arms back up overhead. Exhale to the other side, right arm forward, left arm back. Let's do that 3 times through. So that was 1, hands up, twist to the right. Inhale, arms up, and twist to the left. One more time through each side. Inhale through center. Our exhale takes us through the twist. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, twist. Good. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, forward fold, come all the way down. Nicely done. Now take your fingertips to your shins And then press your arms straight, a halfway lift. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, strengthening the back and the core. One more full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back in space, slow lunge. And then inhale your arms up overhead, high lunge. So making the lower half work just a little bit here in our lunge position. Take 2 breaths here. Think about drawing your right hip back while you keep your right knee bent. Think about gently pressing your left hip forward as you drop through the tailbone so that our hips are nice and secure here. Take one more breath in. As we exhale, spin the back foot flat, turn to the left, and open the arms up to warrior 2. So the right knee stays bent. And again, glance down, make sure our knee's right over our ankle and it's not moving inward towards that imaginary line. Take one more breath in and out. Start to straighten the right leg. Reach both hands up high. Turn the right toes in towards the left side of the mat. Come all the way down to a straddle forward fold. So bring the palms all the way down to your mat. Let the head hang heavy. And again, so if the inner thighs are tight, we can use a block here to help keep the ground a little closer to our body. Take one more nice big breath in and a big breath out. And then travel the hands over to the right foot. Turn your toes, both right and left, towards the top of the mat. We're back into that low lunge as we bend into the right knee. And then step your left foot forward to the top of the mat. Hands to the hips, all the way up with your upper body. Inhale, hands high. Just like we did before, open arm twist to the right. Inhale through center. Open arm twist to the left. Inhale through center. Forward fold, exhale. Step your right foot back in space, left foot stays forward. Get that nice stable lower half as we lift the hands up overhead into our high lunge position, or high Anjaneyasana, our Sanskrit term. Left knee over the left ankle, hips both facing forward. So if you feel your hips are kind of rolled to the side, gently press right hip and left hip to the top of the mat. Good. Yes. Big breath in. Exhale, flip the back foot flat, open up to warrior 2, facing the right side of the mat. Big inhale here. Exhale to stay. Start to straighten the left leg, lift the arms up, turn the left toes in towards the right side of the mat, and then all the way down into your straddle forward fold. Tuck the chin into the chest, make the head nice and heavy. If you tend to have really tight muscles in the back of the neck, especially where the top of the neck meets the back of the skull, we're going to interlace the hands behind the head. Tuck the chin into the chest and gently back of the head. Yeah. And then maybe start to rotate a little to the left and right, like we're drawing a line in the air with our nose. Good. If we're taking that option, let's bring our palms back down to the earth where we'll all meet, lifting your upper body up just a little bit. Walk back over to your left foot, turning. Now we're going to take a different journey. Step the left foot back, bring your knees down, and lower your upper body all the way down to the earth. Good. Little back of the body strengthening here before we start to stretch. Palms are here by our sides. We're going to let the hands float up off the mat. Gently squeeze the shoulders together. We're just lifting the head up slightly. We're not straining to lift it all the way up. And then start to lift the tops of the feet and the tops of the thighs, keeping the legs straight. And pause here for 3, for 2, and then on 1, stack the hands, let the forehead rest, let everything rest onto the mat. Big breath in. Cleansing breath out of the mouth. Let's do that again as we draw the hands back, palms on either side of the chest, elbows up towards the ceiling. Float the hands, lift your upper torso, then begin to lift the legs strong and straight for 3, for 2. Everybody inhale, and then stack the hands, let the forehead rest as the legs rest out on the mat. We're going to take that one more time through. Drag the palms back, right there on either side of the chest or towards the lower rib cage. Start to float the hands, gently squeezing the shoulder blades together. Start to float the legs, gently squeezing the glutes. Gently, not a clench. One more breath in. Now, this time as we exhale, palms come down, and we're going to push into the mat to send our hips back towards our heels in our child's pose. Forehead can come down to the mat, but if it doesn't make it all the way there, that is fine as well. Big breath in, big breath out. Shift forward back into our tabletop. And then we're going to sweep our legs around to the side, sit the hips back, and come all the way to a seat, legs out in front of us. Feel free to bend behind the knees as needed as we lift the hands up. I want you to sit on your pelvis, so draw the legs back so that we're nice and stacked. We're not rounded forward when we try to take this forward fold. So I'll turn to the side so that you can see the difference, straight up and down, and then rolled under. We can't reach very far like that. So sit up strong and straight and then reach forward. It's okay if you don't find your feet. Little bend behind the knees, chin into the chest. Breathe. One more nice big breath in. If you really love this stretch and you would prefer to stay here a little bit longer, feel free to do that. We're going to roll back up and take one last stretch on each side. Bend into your right knee. Plant the foot on either the outer edge of the inside edge of the left leg or the outer edge. You can step it over, whatever you got space for here. So we're going to take our left hand, reach around that right leg, hook it in, and then our right hand is going to come behind us to give us a little help sitting up nice and tall. About 3 to 5 breaths here. Think about this right hip staying anchored towards the earth, and you might feel a really great sensation here in the glutes up to that outer edge and that IT band. Everybody's favorite. It's also really great for sciatic nerve pain if you have a really tight piriformis and it's not coming from something like a bulging disc. Rotate back through center. Take that foot back to neutral, straighten it out, switch your sides, bend the left knee, step it over the right or keep it on the inner side of that left or right leg. Right arm's gonna hug the left leg into the chest. Left hand will come behind us, help us sit up strong and straight. Take a nice big breath in. Stay for your exhale. 3 to 5 breaths here in our stretches, making sure that left hip is anchored down. One more nice big inhale. And then as you exhale, unwind back through center. Come to cross-legged position. Crisscross applesauce. Sit up nice and tall. Take your inhale, lift the hands up overhead. Bring the palms to touch at heart center. Thank you so much for joining Whitney and I for this beginner's yoga practice. We got a little bit of blood flow and a little bit of stretching, and I hope you have a regular routine. Namaste. Hey, there you go. Is that what you wanted? Okay, great, cool. I've done this a time or two. Nah. Step.